السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. شيخنا أحسن الله إليك.
آمين. وعامر حاول.
الحمد لله.
الله خير. Shall we go on with the class?
نعم شيخ.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. أما بعد, in our book Al-Adab Al-Mufrad by Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri rahimahullah, this book, as we repeat, is a book that is to teach the morals of Islam. This book, Al-Adab Al-Mufrad, is specifically compiled since over 1,200 years ago to teach the morals of Islam from the lines of conduct of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam and his companions. Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri rahimahullah, Muhammad ibn Ismā'īl, compiled these actions, statements from the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to teach the morals of Islam. It is true that many of the Muslims will say that Islam has morals, but specifically, what are those morals? When we know them, have we taken to them? But all the first step to this is to give general enlightenment regarding them. And this is the essence of the entirety of our discourses here in the classes about Al-Adab Al-Mufrad. In our last class, it was about the statement of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam that la yurhamu man la yarham, la yurham. He would not receive mercy man la yarham. The one who does not show mercy to others will not receive mercy. And that came under the chapter that Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri titled Irham man fil ard. Show mercy, show kindness, show compassion to those who are on the earth. We have a command from the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam in Islam as Muslims: be merciful to the people of the earth. And one of the narrations that was mentioned here was what Qurratu ibn Iyas, the father of Muawiyah ibn Qurra, reported that a man wanted to slaughter an animal, and he was asking the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, saying that inni la azbahu ash-shat afa arhamuha, inni la azbahu ash-shat afa arhamuha. O Messenger of Allah, I want to slaughter an animal. Should I still show mercy to this animal I want to slaughter? And then the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, repeating it twice, وَالشَّاتُ رَحِمْتَهَا رَحِمَكَ اللَّهُ. As for an animal, the sheep, your goat, the ram, رَحِمْتَهَا. If you show it mercy, رَحِمَكَ اللَّهُ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will show you mercy. This is coming under the chapter that commands that we Muslims should be merciful to the rest of human beings. So what is the connection? The connection, as we mentioned in the last class, is if Islam does command us to show mercy to its goat, to show mercy to a ram, to show mercy to a sheep, how about human beings? How about human beings? So Islam definitely commands us to show kindness, to show compassion to human beings. So if the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam would say that was shatu rahimtaha rahimakallah, as for a sheep, if you are merciful to it at the time that you slaughter it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be merciful to you. Then it is a greater reason that human beings all across the earth should be shown mercy. I think this is what some of the people now refer to as humanism. Don't call it humanism. Don't refer to being humanistic. No, be a Muslim. Be a Muslim. Don't say, I'm doing it for the sake of humanity. No. Do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Most times you see people write on social media, they are doing something for the sake of humanity. No, no, no. You are doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for the benefit of the people. Why? Islam has commanded you to be merciful to all the people of the world. Islam has commanded you. Islam has adjured you to be merciful to the people, not just the human beings, even other lesser creatures, like the goat, like the ram, like sheep, like the cat, like the donkey that we domesticate, like horses, things all around you. Be merciful to them. So let us not be deceived that people who have ideas, who want to bring those ideas and make them become ideas of Islam. You are not doing it for the sake of humanity. You are doing it mukhlisan lillah, ta'abbudan lillah. You are doing it sincerely for the sake of Allah, ta'abbudan lillah, by way of worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and now for the benefit of the people. The people will definitely benefit. You are not doing it for the sake of humanity. If you benefit people, you are doing it for the sake of Allah. Let's set aside that terminology, humanism, because it has so many other things under it. When we do things, when we show mercy to people, generally speaking, on the surface of the earth, we are showing mercy to the people because in our religion, Islam, we have been commanded to show mercy to people. We have been commanded to show mercy even to animals, not to say human beings. And the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as was reported in the hadith of Abu-Hurairah in hadith number 374, he said sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, لا تنزع الرحمة إلا من شقي لا تنزع الرحمة إلا من شقي. Mercy will not be removed from the mind of any person except that that person is a wretched person. From the symbol of wretchedness is that a human being, a person lacks compassion, he lacks mercy, he lacks ease for people, he lacks kindness inside his heart for the people. That shows that such a person is a wretched human being. May Allah protect us. And the chapter that we shall look at today in Allah, Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri rahimahullah came a bit more specific rahimahullah. He said, Babu Rahmatul Iyal, Babun Rahmatul Iyal, or Babu Rahmatul Iyal. The chapter about being merciful to Al-Iyal. Our Iyal are those who are dependent on us. When a person depends on you, it is an Iyal to you. In the north, when they ask of our family, they say, Ya Iyali. Perhaps they have to pick this word, Ya Iyali. Iyali in the north, it means your household, your wife, your children, and other members of your household who depend on you. So your dependents are your Iyal, beginning from your wife, your Iyal or Ayal. They are your wives, your children, your brothers, any person who is dependent on you, living under your roof, they are called your Iyal or Ayal in the plural of it. So here we want to be a bit specific. In the last chapter we were general, being merciful, generally speaking to all the peoples of the world. But being more specific now is the issue of Rahmatul Iyal, being compassionate, being kind towards our wives, being kind towards our children, being kind towards those who live under our care. They are dependent on us. They are our ayal, and each of them in its mufrad, in its singular form, it is called what? Al-ayal, the dependent, the person who depends on you. Those are the members of your home and members of your household and other dependents that you may have. So we have that hadith coming under hadith 376 in this book, Al-Adab Al-Mufrad by Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri rahimahullah. In it he says, حدثنا حرمي ابن حفص قال حدثنا وهيب قال حدثنا أيوب عن عمرو بن سعيد عن أنس بن مالك رضي الله عنه قال كان النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم أرحم الناس بالعيال. كان النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم أرحم الناس بالعيال، وكان له ابن مسترضع في ناحية المدينة، وكان ذكره قينا، وكنا نأتيه وقد دخل البيت بالإذخر قد يقبله ويشمه صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. كان النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم أرحم الناس بالعيال، وكان له ابن مسترضع في ناحية المدينة، وكان ذئره قينا، وكنا نأتيه وقد دخل البيت بالإذخر فيقبله ويشمه. Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri reports this narration from his Shaykh Harami ibn Hafs. Harami ibn Hafs, he is Abu Ali al-Basri. Harami ibn Hafs, he is Abu Ali al-Basri, rahimahullah, from the teachers of Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri. He is reporting from Al-Imām Wuhayb ibn Khalid al-Bahili. Wuhayb ibn Khalid al-Bahili, who is reporting from Al-Imām Ayyub. So Ayyub, in this chain of report, he is Ayyub at-Sakhtiyani. He is Ayyub at-Sakhtiyani, rahimahullah. And he is reporting from the tabi'i of this hadith, Amr ibn Sa'id. Amr ibn Sa'id is Abu Sa'id al-Basri. Amr ibn Sa'id, he is Abu Sa'id al-Basri, who is reporting from Abu Hamza Anas ibn Malik radiyallahu anhu al-Ansari. Anas ibn Malik, his kunya is what? Abu Hamza radiyallahu anhu, a young man who lived for 10 years with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, to learn from the message of the Prophet, to learn from his character, to learn from his worship, who was brought to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam by his mother, so that he could learn and benefit from the Prophet directly by way of providing companionship, by way of providing service to the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. So he is also referred to as what? Qadimur Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, Anas ibn Malik. He said, كان النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم أرحم الناس بالعيال. Anas ibn Malik radiyallahu anhu lived in the house of the Prophet for 10 years. Radiyallahu anhu. Abu Hamza Anas ibn Malik radiyallahu anhu was serving the house of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. He would run the errands for the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. He would bring things to the house of the Prophet. He would fetch water in the house of the Prophet. He would bring the shoes of the Prophet. He would take his ablution, the container for ablution. He would run around radiyallahu anhu for 10 years in the house of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, listening to what he has to say about the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam and the household of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and how the Messenger alayhi salatu wasalam handled his home. Anas said, and he has every right to say, رضي الله عنه أرحم الناس كان النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم أرحم الناس بالعيال. The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam أرحم الناس بالعيال. He was the most compassionate, the most easy of people with their wives, their children, the members of their families, their home. The most merciful human being to their home was the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The human being who is most merciful to his home was the Prophet alayhi salatu. Anas ibn Malik lived in that house for 10 years. Since the Prophet came into Medina alayhi salatu wasalam, Anas was in the house of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam until the Prophet passed away sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The report shook his heart about the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam and that house was that Kana Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, he was arham al-nasi bil-iyal, the most easy, the most merciful of the people, bil-iyal, with their dependents. So if we want to follow the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, we must be the people who have rahmah for their homes, who have mercy for their homes. You have mercy for your wife, you have mercy for your children, you have mercy for other members resident under you. You have compassion towards them. You have kindness towards them. That is the way to be a person of sunnah. Being a person of sunnah, I always repeat and say, it is not just about keeping our beard. Now, hear me correctly. Keeping the beard is very necessary from the aspect of our religion. Wearing trousers that come above our ankles, these are aspects of the sunnah that have to do with our appearance, and they are necessarily part of our religion. But they are not all of it. They are just a part of it. So if that is what you are able to do now, you are upon a part of the sunnah. The other parts of the sunnah are there, related to our creed, related to our worship, related to our matter, related to our business transaction. So let's not restrict the sunnah to just about our beard, just about our trousers, just about our appearances. We have a need to also look at the sunnah from the aspect of our character, from the aspect of our conduct, more so when it has to do with our home. Anas said, رضي الله عنه, كان النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم أرحم الناس بالعيال. The Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام was the most merciful of the people with his dependents. So, oh man, oh handler of home, from the sunnah is that you are merciful to your wife. This will mean that you will not find a person upon the sunnah who is strictly upon the sunnah, who claims to be upon the sunnah, failing in the aspect of, handling the wife. Handle your wife properly. Handle your wife well. In your relationship with them, be very merciful. Be kind towards them. Be easy with them. All of these, as we repeat, does not exclude being a person of discipline. All of these does not exclude being a person of discipline. But it removes being coarse, being harsh, being rash, being difficult with the home. The Muslim should not be like this. When you do this, you are failing in this sunnah. You are failing in the sunnah of being kind to your home. So if you don't fail in the sunnah of keeping your beard, if you don't fail in the sunnah of having your lower garment above your ankles, if you don't fail in the sunnah orders regarding your aqidah, don't also fail in the sunnah of being kind to your home. Don't fail in the sunnah of being kind to your wife. Don't fail in the sunnah of being kind to your children. Don't fail in the sunnah of being kind to other dependents in the home who live under you. Here your master, the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, Anas stayed in that home for 10 years. And what he would say about the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, this is about his character. Anas said, كان النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم أرحم الناس بالعيال. The most kind, the most merciful of the people بالعيال, regarding their home, regarding their wives, regarding their children, was who? Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Don't forget, from his speech, he himself had told us alayhi salatu wa salam, خيركم li ahlihi. خيركم, the best of you Muslims, from the best of the Muslims that you can have, who? خيركم li ahlihi, the best of the Muslims regarding his family, the best of us. It's not just about, I always repeat, it's not just about our appearance. It's not just about how much knowledge that we have gathered, but what our conduct is with respect to our home. It is so, so important. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, خيركم li ahlihi. خيركم, it is the beginning of the statement, the best of you. خيركم li ahlihi. They are the best of you to their family. So if you want to follow the sunnah, be nice, be kind to your home. And he said, alayhi salatu wasalam, regarding himself, وَأَنَا خَيْرُكُمْ لِأَهْلِي. And I'm not just telling you to be kind to your homes, to your wives, to your children, to your dependents. I'm not just saying that. أَنَا خَيْرُكُمْ لِأَهْلِي. I am the best of you to my family. In my family, in my house, I relate very well with them. Now this is a statement of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. As for his action, Anas told us, radiallahu anhu, as we have in this hadith 376, that كان النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم أرحم الناس بالعيال. The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam was the best of the people. He was outstanding alayhi salatu wasalam بالعيال, with respect to his family, his wife, his children, his home, and other dependents. You know, he had dependents on him. Salama radiallahu anha came to the house, and she had two children with her, a boy and a girl, Amra and Omar. They were with, they lived in the house, the children of Abu Salama. They lived in the house of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam. So he had other dependents who were with him apart from his wife, and apart from his big place, radiallahu anhu. The best of the people to his family, to his dependents, was who? Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. وَكَانَ لَهُ. Now, Anas ibn Malik wants to give us an example. He wants to illustrate what he has said to us. So he said, وَكَانَ لَهُ إِبْنٌ مُسْتَرْضَعٌ فِي نَاحِيَةِ الْمَدِينَةِ. كَانَ لَهُ إِبْنٌ مُسْتَرْضَعٌ فِي نَاحِيَةِ الْمَدِينَةِ. The Prophet ﷺ had Ibn, a young boy, مُسْتَرْضَعٌ فِي نَاحِيَةِ الْمَدِينَةِ. That boy was being provided breast milk, first stage, في ناحية من نواحي المدينة, in one of the outskirts of Medina. That boy, which boy was that? It was Ibrāhīm. Ibrāhīm was the boy that Maria Al-Tibyān gave birth to for the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Maria Al-Tibyān had Ibrāhīm for the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. And it was a regular practice of the Arabs. When they had a child, they took that child to a foster mother who provides milk to that child. so that the child also grows in a community where they learn goodness, they learn character, they learn so many other things from the hinterland before they are brought to the city. The Prophet himself, alayhi salatu wasalam, was provided foster and was given breast milk by Halima from Banu Sa'd ibn Bakr radiallahu anha. She provided breast milk to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Her name was what? Halima. And she popularly called what? Halima to As-Sa'diyya radiallahu anha. She provided breast milk to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. So the Prophet had a boy, Ibrāhīm. That boy مسترضع في ناحية المدينة. The boy was being provided breast milk in a part of Medina. وكان ذئره قينا. كان ذئره قينا. الذئر is the husband of the woman who provides her child breast milk. The husband of the woman who provides the child breast milk is called what? Zikr. The husband of the man who provides your son breast milk. The woman, the husband of the woman. The husband of the woman who provides the child the breast milk is called what? Zikr. So Anas said, radiyallahu anhu, وَكَانَ زِئْرُهُ فَيْنَا. Zikr, the husband of the man who was providing Ibrāhīm the breast milk was who? Qayna. He was Haddad. He was a blacksmith. That was his job, blacksmith. Those who deal with metal to shape, Haddadun. They deal with metal. Haddadun. They deal with metal to particular shape. The blacksmith will come under this. وَكُنَّا نَأْتِيهِ. Anas said, we used to come, kunna, we would come and visit that man. We would come and visit that home. كُنَّا نَأْتِيهِ. كُنَّا نَأْتِي الذِّئْرِ. أو كُنَّا نَأْتِي إبراهيم. We would come and see, we would come to that house, come and visit. So the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam did not just leave that boy there. So the verse said, he would go and visit them. It was something that he did. He would come, he would go, he would come and check the boy who was being breastfed. وَقَدْ دَخَنَ الْبَيْتِ بِالْإِذْكِ. دَخَنَ الْبَيْتَ بِالْإِذْكِ. دَخَنَ الْبَيْتِ الْقَيْنِ. The man, the husband of that woman. يَدَّخِرُ الْبَيْتَ بِالْإِذْكِ. Izkir is lemongrass. It's the dry lemongrass. When they dry them, they burn them so as to have that sweet smell of lemon in the house. So the man would do that. He would, like perfuming the home, providing nice smell from the lemon. He would do that in the house. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he will kiss his child Ibrāhīm, وَيَشُمُّهُ. He will carry him to himself. He will talk the boy. يَشُمُّهُ. He will smell, put his nose to him. People do that. Smelling, he will, have his nose around the boy, and then he will kiss the boy. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. فَيُقَبِّلُهُ. He will bring the boy to himself, kiss the boy, وَيَشُمُّهُ. And he will put his nose around the boy. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. What was Anas ibn Malik trying to describe? He was trying to describe that كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أرحم الناس بالعيال. He was a very kind person to his children. He was kind to his wife. He was kind to other members of his home. One example of that was he had a boy, Ibrāhīm, مسترضع في ناحية المدينة, who was being prepared in one of the towns at the outskirts of Medina. And the name of that woman used to be referred to as what? Sayyid. If we come to Sahih Muslim from the Hadith of Anas ibn Malik, reported by Sa'd ibn Bunani, the same Hadith, the same report. Anas said, radiyallahu anhu, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. The Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام said, ولد لي الليلة غلام. ولد لي الليلة غلام. In the night, this night, over the night, till this morning, a child was given birth to for me. I got a delivery in my house. فَسَمَّيْتُهُ بِاسْمِ أَبِي إِبْرَاهِيمَ. So I named that boy Bismi Adi, by the name of my father Ibrāhīm. You know, the Prophet ﷺ is from the descendants of Ibrāhīm ﷺ from Ismā'īl. The Prophet is a descendant of Ibrāhīm ﷺ through his child Ismā'īl. So he was given birth to, a child was given birth to for the Prophet ﷺ. He said, فَسَمَّيْتُهُ بِاسْمِ أَبِي إِبْرَاهِيمَ. I named him by the name of my father. What is the name? Ibrāhīm. ثُمَّ دَفَعَهُ إِلَىٰ السَّيْفِ. Then the Prophet ﷺ gave that boy. What's the name of the boy? Ibrāhīm. Prophet gave that boy to Sayf. Sayf was the name of the woman who was breastfeeding Ibrāhīm, the son of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. So Sayf is Imra'ati Qayn, the wife of the Haddad. Imra'ati Qayn, she was the wife of the blacksmith, yuqalu lahu Abu Yusuf, who used to be called Abu Yusuf. So the name of the Zi'ir, you remember what Zi'ir is? The Zi'ir is the name of the man, the husband of the woman who breastfeeds your son. If a man has a wife breastfeeding your son, in Arabic, that man is called what? Zi'ir. The name of the Zi'ir is what? Abu Yusuf. The name of the woman was what? Sayf. The name of the woman who breastfed Ibrāhīm was what? Sayf. The name of her husband, he was generally called what? Abu Yusuf. Abu Yusuf was the Zi'ir of the Prophet ﷺ's son, Ibrāhīm. So the boy was Ibrāhīm. The woman who was breastfeeding Ibrāhīm was who? Sayf. Her husband was who? Abu Yusuf. So Abu Yusuf will give a nice fence in the house. So the Prophet will come and check Ibrāhīm. He will carry Ibrāhīm. يُقَبِّلُهُ وَيَشُمُّهُ. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, يُقَبِّلُهُ. He will bring that boy to himself and kiss the boy. وَيَشُمُّهُ. He will smell the boy around. You will perceive the odor of the body of the boy. This is from the aspect of showing mercy to your children. And we're under the title heading Rahmatul Iyal, showing mercy. The mercy we show towards our children, our wives, our dependents, to be merciful to them. The Prophet ﷺ was merciful to his children. I think that will suffice for us to move to Hadith 377, where Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri said, rahimahullah, حدثنا عبد الله بن محمد قال حدثنا مروان قال حدثنا يزيد بن كيسان عن أبي حازم عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال أتى النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم رجل ومعه صبي. أتى النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم رجل ومعه صبي فجعل يضمه إليه. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم أترحمه؟ قال نعم. قال فالله أرحم بك منك به وهو أرحم الراحمين. Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri rahimahullah reports this hadith from his Shaykh Abdullah ibn Muhammad. He reports it from his Shaykh Abdullah ibn Muhammad, who reports from Marwan. Marwan in this isnad, it is Marwan ibn Muawiyah. Marwan ibn Muawiyah al-Fazzazi Marwan ibn Muawiyah al-Fazzazi. He said, حدثنا يزيد ibn Kaysan. Yazid ibn Kaysan is Abu Manin al-Yashkuri. Abu Manin al-Yashkuri. Rahimahullah. Yazid ibn Kaysan, he is reporting from Abu Hazm, alhamdulillah. He is reporting, he is reporting from Abu Hazm, and Abu Hazm in this isnad, he is Salman al-Ashja'i. Salman al-Ashja'i. He is reporting from Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu. Abu Hurairah said radiyallahu anhu, أتى النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم رجل ومعه صبي فجعل يضمه إليه. أتى النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم رجل. A man came to the Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم ومعه صبي. The man had a little young child with him, صبي. It could be a male, it could be a female. The Prophet ﷺ had a young boy or girl being carried by a man. A man came to receive the Prophet ﷺ. That man was carrying a young boy of him. It was a sabi. It could be a boy, it could be a girl, but they are very, very young, far less than a year old. Far less than a year. From birth up to about 6-7 months, they are referred to as sabi. So this man was carrying a young boy or a young girl. فَجَعَلَ يَضُمُّهُ إِلَيْهِ. The man began to place the boy on himself, يَضُمُّهُ, clinging the boy to himself. The man was carrying a young boy and was clinging the young boy to himself, holding the young boy the way we hold kids to ourselves. It was a sabi, little young boy, carrying the boy to himself, holding the boy to himself. The Prophet said, when he noticed that, alayhi salatu wasalam, أَتَرْحَمُهُ, you have compassion for this boy, you have mercy for this boy, you have kindness in your mind towards this boy. قَالَ نَعَمْ. The man who was holding that little young boy said, yes, O Messenger of Allah. Then the Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Allahu arhamu bika minka bihi. Allahu arhamu bika minka bihi. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has more mercy on you than the mercy you have towards that boy. Allahu arhamu bika. The mercy that Allah has over you is more. You are so merciful to this boy. It was clear that the man was showing compassion, was being nice to the boy, carrying him, placing him on his body and all of that. But the Prophet ﷺ, by way of making the man understand from another illustration, he said the mercy of Allah over you is far much more than that. Allah is so merciful to you. So as merciful as a mother can be towards a boy or towards her daughter, Allah has mercy over more mercy over you, the mother, than you have over your child. Since you were a kid, it's always said that a mother can go to anywhere to protect her child. If you have a place burning, a mother will want to go in to bring out her daughter or her son because of the mercy that parents have over their children, especially the mothers. The mothers are so merciful towards their children. You will see a mother who will not sleep because her child has not slept. Many times the men will sleep. In fact, they will tell the mother, please, let me go out to the sitting room so that I can find sleep. But the woman will be there caring for the boy, caring for the girl, showing mercy, and all of this. This is how Allah has made women. No matter how merciful the man is, most women have more mercy towards their children than the men. Most women have more mercy. And that's why it was a common thing amongst the early Muslims to say that Al-Ummahat Rahimat. Al-Ummahat Rahimat. The mothers are the merciful people. So mothers show more mercy to children. Mothers. But as much mercy mothers show to children, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet said alayhi salatu wasalam, فَاللَّهُ أَرْحَمُ بِهِنَّ مِنْهُنَّ بِهِنَّ. Allah has more mercy over the mothers than the mercy that mothers have regarding towards their children. So this man who was carrying his son or the daughter, showing mercy to him and all of that, the Prophet said alayhi salatu wasalam, فَاللَّهُ أَرْحَمُ بِكَ مِنْكَ بِهِ. Allah has more mercy over you than the mercy that a parent has over the child. وَهُوَ أَرْحَمُ الرَّاحِمِينَ. Every person who shows mercy, Allah is the most merciful over them. For every person who shows compassion, Allah is the most compassionate. Ar-Rahman. Allah is the absolutely compassionate subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there is no amount of mercy or kindness or compassion that He will direct towards a person except that Allah has much more absolutely greater mercy and compassion over you and over that child. Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri has mentioned this under the chapter heading being merciful to our dependents, because the apparent meaning is that that man was carrying his son, or the man was carrying his son or his daughter. Abu-Hurairah said, radiyallahu anhu, حتى النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم رجل ومعه صبي فجعل يضمه إليه. The man came to the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام and was carrying a child. فجعل يضمه إليه. The man began to have that child on him, putting him on his chest, putting him on his body and all that. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. The Messenger عليه الصلاة والسلام said, أترحمه? You have mercy over this boy? The man said, yes, I have mercy over this boy. Then he said, alayhi salatu wasalam, Allahu arhamu bika minka bihi. Allah has more mercy over you than you have over that child. Wa huwa arhamur rahim. Allah is the most merciful for all who show mercy. The point of reference here is that from the aspect of showing mercy to our children is to carry them, bring them to yourself, you hug your children, you play with your children. Most parents now don't play with their children. They don't have them. Many parents don't play with their children. Many. And this is bad. It is not from the Sunnah not to play with your children. It is not from the Sunnah not to hug them, to have them near you and all of you. Please, for the sake of Allah, have time for children. And it is becoming more unfortunate if we have women too not having much time again. Most women now have less time for their children. Why? They are busy, they are going to work, they are going to shop, they are going to this, so they leave the boy with money. For the sake of Allah, women go back home and speak with your children, pay attention to your children. Hug them, show them mercy, teach them how to be merciful to people. Women, please, you have a duty, you have a job, and Allah will ask you about your home. Allah will ask the women about the home. Women, keep your home. And the first of that is being merciful to your children. Show mercy to them. Hug them. Teach them mercy. Women, teach the children mercy. Men, be merciful to your wives and your children. These are the lessons that we have learned from the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. The chapter about Rahmatul Iyyan. Under it, we have only 2 narrations. I think we have sufficient time to move to the next chapter, where Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri said, rahimahullah, Babu Rahmatil Baha'im. Babu Rahmatil Baha'im. The chapter about being merciful to animals. The first chapter we discuss being merciful to all human beings. The second chapter we discuss being merciful specifically to members of our family, our home. Here we want to discuss about being merciful to the lower animals, being merciful to other animals, al-Baha'im. In it, Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri, that Hadith 300. Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri in Hadith 378, he said, Rahimahullah, حدثنا إسماعيل ابن أبي أويس. We come back to that. He said, حدثنا إسماعيل قال حدثني مالك عن سمي مولى أبي بكر عن أبي صالح السمان عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم قال بينما رجل يمشي بطريقه بينما رجل يمشي بطريقه أبو عامر. I think the screen should move to the next Hadith 378. The screen should move to the next Hadith 378. In it, Abu Hurairah said, رضي الله عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم قال, the Prophet صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم gave a narration. بينما رجل يمشي بطريق اشتد به العطش فوجد بئرا فنزل فيها فشرب ثم خرج فإذا قرب يلهث يأكل الثرى من العطش. فقال الرجل لقد بلغ هذا الكلب من العطش مثل الذي كان بلغني. فنزل البئر فملأ خفاه حتى ثم أمسكها بفيه فساق الكلب فشكر الله له فغفر له. قالوا يا رسول الله وإن لنا في البهائم أجرا. قال في كل ذات كبد رطبة أجر. في كل ذات كبد رطبة أجر. Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri rahimahullah in Hadith 378, the title, the chapter Rahmatul Baha'im, the chapter about being merciful to animals. We read in the earlier chapter that we should be merciful to all human beings. Yes, the hadith was cited there about the sheep, but it was mentioned by way of a deductive reasoning. If it is lawful and intending upon you to be merciful to a ram, then it is more important for you to be merciful to human beings like you. That's general. Being merciful to human beings. And then we came to the chapter about specifically being merciful to our wives and our children. Here it's about Rahmatul Baha'im, the chapter about being merciful and compassionate to animals. Al-Imām Al-Bukhāri started this report from Ash-Shaykh Ismā'īl ibn Abi Uways. Remember that Ismā'īl ibn Abi Uways is the son of the sister of Al-Imām Malik. So Al-Imām Malik is the maternal uncle of Ismā'īl ibn Abi Uways. So Ismā'īl ibn Abi Uways is reporting from his maternal uncle Malik ibn Anas. So he said, حدثني Malik. That's Al-Imām Malik, Imam Dar al-Hijrah, rahimahullah. And he is reporting from his Shaykh Sumay, Mawla Abi Bakr, Sumay Abu Abdullah al-Madani. Sumay, not Sumayya. Sumay was Mawla Abi Bakr. It suffices that Sumay was the teacher of Malik. It suffices as a thing of honor for Sumayyu Abu Abdullah al-Madani Mawla Abi Bakr. It suffices as a thing of honor for him to have been the teacher of Al-Imām Malik. He was not just the teacher of Malik, he was also the teacher of Sufyan al-Thawri. Sufyan ibn Uyayna, rahimahumullah. He was also from amongst the teachers of Al-Imām Yahya ibn Sa'id al-Ansari. These are Imam. It suffices as a thing of honor for him. For who? Umayyu. That was his name. Abu Abdullah al-Madani. Wa kana jamila. One of what was said about him was that he was a very, very handsome person. Umayyu Abu Abdullah al-Madani was what? Very, very handsome. And he was reporting from Abu Salih as-Samman. Abu Salih as-Samman, his name was what? Zakwan. Zakwan as-Samman al-Zayyat. Zakwan as-Samman al-Zayyat. That's his name. He was from amongst the students of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. And he had about 4 children, 4 sons. All of them were scholars. That was Salih, Suhail, and who? Abdullah. So these are the children of Abu Salih as-Samman. But the name of Abu Salih as-Samman is what? Zakwan. So he is Zakwan as-Samman al-Zayyat. The student of who? Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم قال, Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu said that the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام narrated to us that بينما رجل يمشي بطريق, while a man was walking on a road, اشتد به العطش, he became severely thirsty. His thirst became very severe. فوجد بئرا فنزل فيها. The man who was very thirsty walking on a day from perhaps, نزل وجد بئرا, he found a well, فنزل فيها, he descended into the well, فشرب ثم خرج. The man had a drink of water, ثم خرج, and then he climbed up the well. فإذا كلب يلهث يأكل الثرى من العطش, he found a dog يلهث, panting. This man who had had a drink of water from the well, وجد كلبا يلهث, he found a dog panting. يأكل الثرى من العطش, and that dog was licking, he was eating up palm من شدة العطش, because it became also very, very thirsty. فقال الرجل, the man said to himself, لقد بلغ هذا الكلب من العطش مثل الذي كان بلغني. لقد بلغ هذا الكلب من العطش مثل الذي كان بلغني. لقد بلغ هذا الكلب. It has been disturbing this dog. It has brought this dog. It has reached this dog. Something has reached this dog. What is it? The kind of al-atash, thirst, مثل الذي كان بلغني, the like of which affected me is now affecting this dog. The man came out from the well. He saw a dog licking sand because it was so thirsty. So the man said to himself, the kind of thirst that had affected me is also affecting this dog. فنزل البئر, the man went back into the well. فملأ خفاه, the hoof is the leather sock. The hoof is what? The leather sock. When sock is made with cotton, it is called what? Dawram. But when it is of leather, it is called what? Hoof. Let us have this. The difference between al-hoof and al-dawram is what? The material. If it is of leather, it is called what? Hoof. If it is of cotton or wool or similar other material, it is called what? Dawram. This man was wearing a hoof, a leather sock. فَمَلَأَ خُفَّاهُ. So the two of his two socks made of leather, مَلَأَهُمَا, he made them become filled with what? He made them become filled with water. ثُمَّ أَمْسَكَهَا بِالسِّيهِ. He now handled them with his mouth. He placed them in his mouth. Why? So that he will find it easy to climb out of the well. فَسَقَى الْكَلْبِ, he now provided water to that dog. فَشَكَرَ اللَّهُ لَهُ. فَشَكَرَ اللَّهُ لَهُ. Allah showed him gratefulness. فَغَفَرَ لَهُ. And as a result, Allah forgave him. Allah showed gratefulness to that. So Allah forgives him. قَالُوا يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ. When the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam narrated this to the companions, they asked, Messenger of Allah, وَإِنَّ لَنَا فِي الْبَهَائِمْ أَجْرًا. Are we going to be rewarded even when we are kind towards baha'im, towards animals? Are we going to be rewarded over that? And the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, فِي كُلِّ ذَاتِ كَبِدٍ رَصْبَةٍ أَجْرُ. فِي كُلِّ ذَاتِ كَبِدٍ. Everything that has a liver. That liver, rotbat, fresh. Because when the animal dies, the liver becomes dried up. So as long as it has a fresh liver, meaning that as long as it is alive, grown, you have a reward if you are kind to it. If you are kind to anything, that will carry in rotbat. Everything that has liver, every creature that has a liver, if you are kind towards it, you have a reward. To be rewarded. You can see this man going back to the well to fetch water with a leather sock to bring to this dog, by way of bringing ease to these animals. These days, Muslims become so impressed with non-Muslims. If you live in a non-Muslim land, you see a dog get in trouble, and then people try to bring that dog out of trouble. You say, see non-Muslims, Islam has taught you that you Muslims, you are either ignorant of it or you abandon the lessons of Islam. There is nothing in terms of lines of conduct and character that the non-Muslims are the ones who want to teach we Muslims. No. It is when the Muslim becomes ignorant or the Muslim abandons the teaching of Islam, then he begins to see it in non-Muslims. Otherwise, the lessons of mankind are the Muslims. The Muslims are those that be copied by the rest of mankind. So when we see Muslims failing, two reasons. They are either ignorant of what their deen has taught them, or they know it and they have abandoned it, and none of them is right. It is not appropriate to be ignorant, neither is it appropriate to know and then abandon practicing. So let us take this. Islam is the deen of mercy, even to animals. Show them mercy. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, فِي كُلِّ ذَاتِ كَبِدٍ رَصْبَةٍ أَجْرُ. If you are kind to every animal that has wet liver, as long as that animal is alive, if you are kind towards it, you have a reward for being kind to a creature of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's a point of reference that the ulama have mentioned here, that this man, when he came out of the well, his leather socks filled with water. شَكَرَ اللَّهُ لَهُ. Allah showed him gratitude. فَغَفَرَ لَهُ. And then Allah forgave his sins. The ulama say, مَنْ كَثْرَتْ ذُنُوبُهُ فَعَلَيْهِ فِي سَقِّ الْمَاءِ. مَنْ كَثْرَتْ ذُنُوبُهُ. If the person becomes so sinful, he has a duty. If you want Allah to forgive you your sin, one way to do that is to provide water, whether to animals and better to human beings. If this is what a human being gains when he provides a dog water, what will he gain if he finds a person thirsty and then he provides him water? What will he gain? And I remember a narration about this incident happened in Saudi Arabia. The mother was very, very sick, very sick. They were going to hospitals in various parts of the world, in Saudi Arabia, in everywhere. So it remained that this man should just be making dua to Allah and trying to do something good by which it can seek nearness to Allah, make our faith therefrom, and ask Allah to heal his mother. He went into the desert where people found difficulty. He made a technological stand where there is ice, there is water, there are cups to drink. People travel, they hardly find water in the area. So he provided them cold water. And he wrote on it, beg Allah for the one who has provided this water. It's very common in the Arab world. But this particular story, in a very short time, in less than 2 weeks, Allah healed the mother. Allah healed the person's mother. Why? He provided water. To one easy way, when you find people in hardship, it may not be water, it may be hunger, it may be health-related issues. Bringing ease to people, it is means to look for goodness from Allah. Bringing ease to people in a particular difficulty is one major means to seek the help of Allah regarding your own affairs. If you want Allah to help you, then look for somebody who barely needs help and help that person. Then definitely, as we have been repeatedly saying that Al-Jazā'u min jinsil amal. In our religion, you get the like of what you do. So if you want help from Allah, help people. If you want removal from difficulty, remove difficulty for people. Removal from difficulty. I think it should be sufficient for us today to stop here. Inshallah, we continue the narrations in the subsequent classes about the importance of showing mercy to animals. So for the Muslims, you don't need to start joining NGOs about how to show mercy to animals. What you need to do is to look for a means of becoming a better Muslim, so that you are merciful not just to animals, but to human beings and other creatures of Allah, because those are the instructions from Allah that we should show mercy to people. We should be kind to people, we should be kind to animals as Muslims, by way of seeking the favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his good faith, and then by way of extending kindness to people. And let's make our intentions for the sake of Allah alone when we show help, when we show kindness, when we show compassion, so that we gain the reward. If we do it for the sake of show, for the sake of popularity, speaking today is common. You find people, they say they are celebrities. When they provide 100 naira help to people, they have to video it to what they have to see. This is not the intention of the Muslim. The Muslim goes to show kindness so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with him, and then the people gain from the benefit of his goodness, from the benefit of his compassion. I think it will be sufficient for us to stop that today, Abu-An.
جزاكم الله خيرا شيخنا. أحسن الله إليك. The first question here is Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakum Allah khairan, Shaykh. My question is that are plants regarded as living things in Islam?
Fine. Well, I don't understand what that means. Plants are living things, and that is the reality of knowledge. Real knowledge makes us understand that plants live. Real knowledge, the knowledge of the reality of the existence of plants, makes us understand that they are also categorized. They have the character of living things. They breathe, they reproduce. What else do they do? They excrete. What else do they do? They inhale. They have respiration. Now they move, and plants move. So if we have classified these as the way to know living things, then so be they. And so be Islam has not come to contradict the reality of the existence of things. So if you have an animal that its color changes like the chameleon, Islam will not say no, the chameleon does not change, no, its color. No, Islam does not do that. So if we have outlined for our own classification purposes characters we must find in something to know whether that thing is living or non-living, and plants to fulfill the conditions for living things, then so be it. I hope that it is clear. But these narrations are regarding things that have liver. I don't know whether plants have liver or kidney or intestine and the like of this. I don't know. Perhaps the person is coming from this angle. That are we to show kindness to plants the way we show kindness to animals, the way we've been encouraged to show kindness to animals. Maybe the person is coming from the angle of protecting the society from the angles of being clean as we say today. That's another issue altogether. It comes in the aspect of not destroying environment. The biosphere, we have a duty to protect it. There are verses in Surah Al-Rahman regarding that Allah has created the entirety of creation and He has made it a thing of balance. Likewise, the heavens, وَالسَّمَاءَ رَفَعَهَا وَوَضْعَ الْمِيزَانَ أَلَّا تَطْغَوْا فِي الْمِيزَانِ. Allah has created the heavens and He has made everything a thing of balance. This balance is also talking about the balance in the ecosystem. These are realities that Islam recognizes. Islam will not come and say that if a someone respires, breathes, then it does not breathe. Our religion is not a religion like this because it's a deen that has been created and that has been established by the one who has created all things, subhanahu wa ta'ala. I hope that is clear, Abu Ansi.
نعم شيخنا جزاكم الله خيرا. The hadith about the man who quenched the thirst of the dog. We've heard some ulama in our society narrate about a prostitute giving the same dog water.
Giving to the hadith of the prostitute, inshallah.
No.
I think that's the next hadith. We'll come back to it in the next class tomorrow, inshallah.
No, jazakumullah khair. Regarding the khuf and jawrab, do they share the same ruling when it comes to musk?
Yes. The socks, the jawrab, the khuf, the leather socks, and the shoes, every kind of thing, footwear, all footwear, the slipper, the shoe, the sandal slipper, the socks, the hoof, the footwear, all footwear, share in the ruling of al-masfu, that means that we have to properly before wearing them. If you now make wudu after you have worn them, we have a duty, we have an exemption to only wipe over them, as we have in the hadith of Mughira ibn Shu'bah radiyallahu anhuma, when the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam was making wudu, Mughira wanted to help him remove his socks. The Prophet said alayhi salatu wasalam, leave it like this. He said alayhi salatu wasalam, فَإِنِّي لَبِثْتُهُمَا وَهُمَا طَاهِرَتَانِ or وَهُمَا طَاهِرَتَيْنِ. He has reported in the feet. When I wore the socks, my feet were clean. So meaning that from after wearing the socks, we can rub over the socks. It can be a sock with the dora, it can be the leather socks, the hoof, it can be a sandal, it can be a shoe. It does not have to even cover the entirety of the leg. Once it's a footwear, the ruling of al-mas'u al-khuffayn or al-jawrabayn covers them. I hope that is clear, Abu Amr.
نعم شيخنا أحسن الله إليك.
آمين وإياك.
The next question here reads, someone asks, may Allah preserve Shaykh upon goodness. Sir, kindly shed more light on having Surah Al-Maryam written in the house as a means of protection, and also an expectant mom reciting it through the duration of pregnancy in order to fortify the fetus and ease normal delivery. Jazakumullah khair.
I mean, these are things of worship. Like asking for protection is a means of worship, is an ibadah between the individual and Allah. It is not lawful to do them except we have a proof for them. You should not write Surah Al-Maryam in your house to seek protection unless you have a verse of the Quran that says you should do so, or unless you have a hadith that says write Surah Al-Maryam in your house so that you be protected. So because we don't have that, we will leave it aside that it's not correct. But what rather we should do to seek protection is to recite Surah Al-Falaq and Surah Al-Nas, Surah Al-Fatiha, Surah Al-Baqarah, it begins, Surah Al-Baqarah, it ends, Surah Al-Baqarah in its entirety, and other surahs that we have been encouraged by the Prophet ﷺ to read by way of seeking protection. So don't leave what is recommended and then stick to what is not recommended. That is counterproductive. Do it. Don't write Surah Al-Maryam in your house seeking protection. Read Surah Al-Falaq and Nas. It is easier and it is the right thing for you to do. Aside the fact that Falaq and Nas is easier, it is the right thing for you to do. Regarding Al-Falaq and Nas, the Prophet said alayhi salatu wassalam, ما تعوذ متعوذ بمثلهما ما تعوذ الإمام النسائي reported this hadith. ما تعوذ متعوذ بمثلهما. The one who seeks protection does not have any better thing to ask for protection like Al-Falaq and An-Nas. So why go to write Maryam? Why Maryam? Read Falaq and Nas. Just read it repeatedly and ask for Allah's protection. Allah will protect you. So don't write Al-Maryam, Maziratan Surah Al-Maryam. Don't write it on your walls. And then generally speaking, the ulama say writing the Quran on the walls is an innovation. Writing Quranic verses on the walls is an innovation. If you go to many of the mosques today, you see them writing Surah Yasin, Surah Al-Waqi'ah, Surah Al-Rahman on the walls of the masjid. It's an innovation. It's not correct. Don't do it again. Don't write the Quranic verses on the walls, whether of your houses or on the walls of the masjid. Some people write them on the frames and hang them at home as designers. Allah has not revealed the Quran for all of these. Shaykh Bakr ibn Abdullah Abu Zayd, he mentioned this in his book, Tafsheekh al-Du'a. So let us avoid writing the Quran on the walls of the mosque. Let us avoid writing the Quran on frames and hanging it on your houses. People write Alhamdulillah. People write Rabbana Atina Fid Dunya. People write Surah Al-Fatiha. They are wrong. Remove them from your homes. Allah has not revealed the Quran for a designer purpose. So don't write the Quran. The companions were not writing the Quran. They did not have pens, the lack of which we have. They did not have paper, the lack of which we had. They were writing on the bones, the scapula, as they say, or what you call the shoulder blades of big animals. They wrote on them. If they wanted to write on the walls, they could have been writing on the walls, writing Quran on the walls. But they were not doing so, so don't do it. Don't write the Quran on the walls of your home, nor on the walls of the masjid, nor write it in frames and hang it on your house. If it is wrong, don't do it. If you have done it, remove it. Read the Quran. The Quran is for reading and asking for Allah's blessing. When you read it, ask for Allah's blessings and follow the lessons of the Quran. This is what the Quran has been revealed for. لِيَدَّبَّرُوا آيَاتِهِ. So that its points are contemplated, considered, and taken for lessons in life. It has not been sent down to be used as a thing to design the home or written on the walls to seek for protection. I hope that it is clear, Abu Amir. Can we stop here today, inshallah?
نعم شيخنا أسألكم الله.
Ameen, ameen wa iyaakum. You can take a record of the questions. We can attend to them more tomorrow, inshallah. You can take a record of the questions. I am seeing a number of questions here. Inshallah, in the next class tomorrow, we create a longer time to attend to the questions. Inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Jazakallah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.